But anyway, let's look at these cards because I'm a Blue Eyes supporter, and this is probably something I can kind of give my 2 cents on, if I'm being completely honest. So the advent of the Eyes of Blue structure deck makes its thundering descent. So basically, this is a brand new Blue Eyes deck coming out in September. This won't be coming to Master Duel for a while. So just bear that in mind because we won't be getting this for about a year, and it probably is going to be getting a lot better in the next month. So we'll see what happens. So let's go through each of the cards. So this is the structure deck box, which actually, I won't lie, both of these monsters are really, really cool. And honestly, sorry guys about all the ads. But yeah, I really like the box. I definitely think it definitely goes hard. Love the Ultimate Dragon in the background with the new Maiden of Eyes of Blue. Which, yeah. So, Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon, this is actually... So you guys know that this is actually a deck. So, if you guys were just here in the pre-chat, you'll know that I was hinting at this card and how I'm not really a big fan of it. And I think it's because we don't have the full deck yet. Now, it's going to depend on the other new cards that are in the deck. That's going to ultimately depend on this card being good, like good or bad. And honestly, at the moment with how the deck is, this card, its effects are good. I love its artwork. It's a terrible card. And that's because it's a level 12 monster that requires 2+ tuners and 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. Now, you might be thinking, Matt, why is this a problem? I will tell you this, there is only one way you are summoning this card. You get the original Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon out, the original Synchro monster, you summon that, and then you summon 2 tuners beside it. So that's only, and even then, you only have a level 11. You need 3 level 1s, and all of the tuner monsters that are in this deck are level 1. So you need multiple tuners. That's not how you're supposed to summon it. Yeah, so 2+ tuners plus 1 non-tuner monster. It's not supposed to be synchro summoned? Wait, what do you mean? Wait, hold on, hold the phone. Hold on, is this new information? You use the original spirit to make it. What? No, I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. Because I am certain for a fact neither player can special summon 2 or more synchro once per turn when this effect is graveyard is activated. So yeah, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 light. Oh, I thought this card. Oh my god, I am an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh, okay, all right. Well, you know what? That's it. Delete my opinion. I like this card now. Oh my god, this guy, like, it's actually a better card to summon off of Spirit too. And you're not even supposed to, wow. And then it floats too. Which is even better. So you can play one of this. So you can pop Spirit Dragon. Oh wow, okay. Okay, that changes a lot, yeah. Brings back the level 9, yeah. And then you just do it, wow, okay. All right, that makes things a lot easier if I'm being completely honest. Matt, I think you can still synchro summon it by using a level 10 fusion and 2 level 1 tuners if you really wanted to. Yeah, that's true, but what's the level 10? Oh, I mean, there's Twin Burst Dragon, but then like getting those 2 tuner monsters out, it's not hard, but it's not easy either. It's still got to be comboing it off. But honestly, Shady, I completely agree with you now. So you've changed my mind. Good on you. Yeah, it's not supposed to be synchro summoned. I was so not a fan of this card until Shady pointed it out. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of it until you said that. I legitimately thought Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon was only level 7 or 8, but this makes it a whole lot easier. This card's so much better now. Yeah, so you wouldn't even synchro summon it. Now, let's take that off the table for a second, and we go back to my original point of this not, like, we need to synchro summon this card. What would make this better would be if there is a mid-step between Spirit and Ultimate. I feel like you can kind of climb into this if you really need it. What you can do is summon Spirit, then have, I think Maiden, the new Maiden has an effect that can special summon itself from the graveyard or something. We'll get to that card in a moment. And then you can basically you can basically just kind of synchro climb from there, and that's fine. That's what I feel like this is missing, if I'm being completely honest. If we were going the synchro route, obviously you got the spirit route, which I think is even better. But I think this is not the only boss monster we're getting for this deck. We haven't got it today, but I think this is not the only new boss monster we're getting, and we'll get to that shortly. So let's read this card's effect, because I actually haven't gone through that. So 2+ tuners plus 1 or non-tuner blue eyes monsters, or you summon it via spirit's effect. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn each. First effect, your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard. That's really good for blue eyes. That is a very good effect. When this card when a card or effect is activated on the field quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. Also a pretty good effect. And third effect, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 light dragon monster from your graveyard, except Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. So this floats back into the level 9. And then the level 9, can the level 9, does this have to be, this has to be synchro summoned. So you can't use its synchro effect, which is completely fair in saying that. So yeah, honestly, this card, I actually like this card now. Thanks, Callum, appreciate that. But let's get on to what I think is probably one of the best Blue Eyes cards we have ever gotten. Ever. No, sorry, I'll just call you Shady. I'm sorry, Shady. I'm just so dumb. I'm so dumb. But yeah, the best Blue Eye support we have gotten in years. Let me introduce you to Maiden of White. It is a spellcaster tuner effect monster, level 1 with 0 attack, 0 defense. Now, this is an Eyes of Blue monster, which is fine for what it can do. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Oh, by the way, you can only activate each of these effects once per turn. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place 1 true light from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in this spell and trap zone. You only have to play 1 true light now, which is fantastic. I don't have to play 2. Yeah, and I think people still play 1 anyway. But this card makes Blue Eye so much better because you get that true light card, and then after you activate True Light's effect to special summon a Blue Eyes, how you get that to your hand, I don't know. If you special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Like, that's really good. That's really good. You immediately have a level 1 tuner in your graveyard, So you have Blue Eyes, and then Maiden with White, you synchro summon, and then you get Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, you tribute off Spirit Dragon, and you get this guy. Which is like, that's like a 1 card, that's almost a 1 card ultimate dragon. Spirit Ultimate. Oh, that's gonna be such a mouthful to say. And then on top of that, it also has Maiden's original effect. Plus, you don't just have to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon a light tuner from your graveyard, which is pretty good. The only restriction is that this is only from your graveyard, but Blue Eyes is always going to be in your graveyard, like most of the time anyway. And this could even recover Ancient Whitestone. So you send that, you bring this back, you synchro summon, and then you get Ancient Whitestone's effect at the end of the turn. So that's even better too. So yeah, probably the best card we have ever gotten for Blue Eyes in the last few years. I'm not gonna lie. And then you have the 2 new spell cards, which Prayer with Eyes of Blue. This is, I believe, a new 3 of. So you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Discard 1 card, add 1 level 1 light tuner, and 1 spell or trap card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, except Prayers with Eyes of Blue. I believe you can add the Maiden. You can add any of the Eyes of Blue cards, I'm pretty sure. No, because they only mention Blue Eyes. You can add the original Maiden, you can add the new Maiden, you can add, I think, Spirit Dragon. So oh no, you can't add Spirit Dragon. I'm wrong. You can add Effect Veiler, you can add any of the tuner monsters, which is really, really good. And then 1 spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. If I recall correctly, there's a few of these. So we've got like Chaos Form, you've got I'm trying to think of cards. Bingo Machine, if you want to add Bingo Machine. I think there's a good spell card in there somewhere. So yeah, it's machinery deployment for Blue Eyes. Yeah, essentially, that's all it is. And then you get down to this card, which this card is a one-of in the deck, but oh my god. And this is the card I think we're going to get another boss monster for, because read this card. Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. The name of this card is actually based off the Saga of Blue Eyes deck, which I think is really cool. You can only use one of the first and second effects of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. The first effect is special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment in defense position. But you can only special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon with this effect if you do not control it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a Blue Eyes monster. Can I just recall something? I didn't read the second effect of this card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes White Dragon you control. Equip one Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck to it as an equipped spell that gives it 400 attack. Now that might not seem like much, but this card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. Everyone, I think we're going to get a new fusion monster. And I think it's going to be a really strong fusion monster. Because this effect, you can immediately equip Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, Ultimate Neo Dragon. You can equip any of the Blue Eyes monsters from your extra deck. It doesn't work like that? No, I'm pretty sure it does. You can, using monsters from your hand or field as material. Oh, it's only monsters. Wait. Then what's the point of equipping? Wait, doesn't one of the Blue Eyes cards have an effect when it's sent to the graveyard? You can do something? Can I? Using cards from. It would have to say using cards from. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one fusion monster for your extra, using monsters from your hand. Yeah, it'd have to. I could have sworn that said cards at some point, but anyway. So yeah, that's all the new cards. We're probably gonna get more next month. Now, I'm gonna quickly bring up the, what is it called? What is it called? Advent of Eyes of Blue. Now, I'm just gonna point this out, but there's a bit more to this deck than you realize. So you get all these cards, by the way, which is really amazing. But what you guys need to know is that this deck is actually 50 cards long. So you get 50 cards, and normally how that usually splits. Let's look at the Pulse of the King deck from before. So this is the Jack Atlas structure deck that came out, and it has almost the same ratio. So it has 9, 10, 11. So you get 11 super rares, like super and normal parallel rares, and then that comes to 44 cards. And then you also get the extra deck cards in the pack, if I recall correct. Yes, you do. What you also don't realize is that the extra deck was actually pretty filled up for the for the Red Dragon Archfiend stuff. So you had 44. So you had 44 cards, which included 4 extra deck cards from the base. So that's Red Supernova Dragon, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, Abyss, and Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Now you got the rest of the extra deck in the packet. So that's Red Dragon Archfiend Red Nova, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, Red Rising Dragon, and Scar Dragon Archfiend. In the Blue Eyes deck, you actually get more cards. So that, if it's 50 cards, that could be a 10 card structure deck, like a 10 card extra deck and a 40 card deck. Now, I don't know how they're gonna do it with the extra deck cards. I don't know if they're gonna put it in the pack or not, but the extra deck at the moment for this structure deck is Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. I'm scrolling down, sorry. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, Tyrant Dragon, Spirit Dragon, the original Spirit Dragon, and Silver Dragon. If I count this correctly, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 3 cards yet to be shown. It could be a reprint of all the Blue Eyes. What do you mean the older Blue Eyes cards? There's 3 spaces left. Now, they could just put random stuff in there if they really wanted to, but I think we're gonna get a reprint. I think we're gonna get some extra stuff for the Blue Eyes. but I also think we're going to get a new boss monster. I would also like to see either a Link monster for Blue Eyes or an Xyz monster. I think if one of those two have come out in the reveals next month, I think we could be cooking with something with Blue Eyes. That being said, the only thing that would restrict, I don't know. I feel like a Link monster would be very weak. It won't be an Xyz monster. I can dream. I can dream. I would love an Xyz monster for Blue Eyes. That would also mean if Blue Eyes gets an Xyz monster in this structure deck, let's say they do as a what if scenario, that would mean the next structure deck might be Dark Magician. So Dark Magician might actually get like a, what is it called? Like a synchro monster? I don't know. They assigned a summoning mechanic for each of the trio. Really? I didn't know that. I think Kaiba's got synchro, Yugi's got Xyz. What does Joey have? Joey doesn't have pendulum. Got a huge delay, don't mind me. Refresh your page. Joey's the original. But what? Fusion. Oh, he got fusion. Okay, yep, gotcha. No, he got Xyz too. No, I'm pretty sure he got Xyz as well. Because he has an Xyz as well, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. But yeah, that's some interesting stuff with the Blue Eyes stuff. What do you guys think of the Blue Eyes? Shady, you've actually changed my mind with this card. I'm not gonna lie. I love the design of this card and I was so doubtful that it was gonna be bad, but honestly, after you've told me that, I thought Spirit Dragon, like, honestly, was a level 7 or 8 light dragon monster, but the fact it doesn't restrict makes it a lot better.